in Lewis.
Headlines you can't get through your day without. On Power 101.7.
All right, 6:37. It's a Thursday. Throwback Thursday does continue on the way. Jess, what you got in the news?
So the Federal Reserve announced yesterday that it's raising its key interest rate by 0.75 of a point. That's the biggest rate hike since 1994, as it stepped up its fight against continuing high inflation. The Fed also signaled that more increases of the benchmark short-term rate, which now will be pegged to a range of 1.5% to 1.75%, are ahead. The Fed is trying to say that they're moving aggressively to battle inflation without causing a recession. And the usually large rate increase came after data was released on Friday showing that U.S. inflation actually rose last month by 8.6%. An unexpected increase that was a 4-decade high. The persistent high inflation is being fueled by strong consumer spending, pandemic-related supply disruptions, and soaring energy prices worsened by Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
Yeah, we were just talking about that off the air. Like, you know, people say, well, if you want something to change, stop supporting it or stop buying it or whatever. But everything is in such high demand right now. The companies who are raising prices and doing, you know, all this, why would they stop? Because they're sold out of all their stuff. They're making bank. So they're like, if people are going to buy it and we're going to raise prices and they're still going to buy it, well, then we're doing all right. That's that's the part that scares me because
off of us.
You know, they always say like, oh, you know, and this is a dumb example. This is like a real dumb example. But I was always told, you know, as a Washington fan, hey, if you want Dan Snyder out, don't support the team. Don't go buy the tickets. Don't go buy the merch.
Oh, if you want him out?
Yeah, because then you'll send a message. But no one's going to do that. So this has always been the argument for years, like getting Dan Snyder out of there. You know, don't support the team if you want the owner out. And then people will wake up and realize, and then that'll be the only way to get the owner out. You know, so, or if you don't like this certain thing, don't support the product. Well, people are supporting all the high price products, even more so than they were before all these high prices. So if they're raising the rates and you're still buying them at a record time now, they could even be saying, oh, let's raise them more, see what happens. Like, that's what scares me.
Happening.
Yeah.
They're going to keep, raising it. They
so
say
really,
that
it's almost like our
they're
fault.
They're trying to battle the inflation without causing a recession. They're thinking, okay, the more that we raise it, then it will eventually, stop or slow down.
Right.
But it's just, like anything. Toilet paper. If you can't find toilet paper and they raise it to $5 a roll, you're kind of forced to buy it at $5 a roll.
That's what I'm saying. You're still going to buy it.
You're trying to come up with another way.
Yeah. Just go to Taos.
Gotta do something.
Just go to, they use the old cloth baby diaper. Just go to Taos.
Oh, gosh, the cloth diaper.
The toilet paper that you buy for here, you might as well get a towel. Yeah. Jessica gets like 5-ply. They said Jessica down, hey, can you pick up the toilet paper for the station? No problem. Comes back with a 5-ply towel.
I thought that it was the good stuff.
No, toilet paper gold is Scott.
I thought I was getting the good stuff. I was like, oh, this is nice and soft and plush. It was too thick. Wow.
I heard somebody barred it for when they go to the beach, they can dry off.
Stop it. Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, now Biden is calling out oil refiners to produce more gas, and he's also calling out high profits. As Americans continue to deal with high gas prices, President Biden yesterday called on U.S. oil refiners to produce more gasoline and also called out their soaring profits, which he said have tripled during Russia's war in Ukraine. Biden said in a letter to 7 oil refiners Amid a war that has raised gasoline prices more than $1.70 per gallon, historically high refinery profit margins are worsening that pain. He stated that the crunch that families are facing deserves immediate action. Your companies need to work with my administration to bring forward concrete near-term solutions that address the crisis. The American Petroleum Institute, which represents the industry, released a statement saying that capacity has been diminished as the Biden administration has sought to move away from fossil fuels, stating that the administration's misguided policy agenda shifting away from domestic oil and natural gas has compounded the inflation pressures and added headwinds to companies' daily efforts to meet growing energy needs while reducing emissions.
Well, look, let me just say this. And so some of you guys might not know what any of that means. But eventually, nothing lasts forever. And I think eventually we will, I don't know how long, but I think eventually we will see some kind of relief. We're not going to be suffering forever with these prices and stuff. So I think eventually, and I don't know how or when or, who's going to do it or what's going to happen. But I think eventually we will see some kind of relief no matter what it is. This is like the whole thing with, again, I go back, a dumb example because I would like you always use dumb examples. But when COVID hit, people said our life was over and we would never come back from COVID and we would be wearing masks and doing all this stuff forever, and
I just think okay,
here we
when
are.
It starts to go down, how much will it go down?
Well,
what's going to be the new price for a gallon of gas?
Don't know, but eventually we'll get some kind of relief. Nothing lasts forever. Okay. So,
and how long, I wonder too, all right, we're at $4.99, and this is something that you and I have been going back. All right, it's $4.99,
nothing's been increased.
Nothing increased. We're at $4.99. Yesterday I went to Wawa, $4.99. It was still at $4.99.
Well, guess what? Yesterday I went to BJ's and paid $4.85.
Okay, so Bill has it for $4.85. $4.85.
Hold on, let me see.
That's the lowest right now. $4.85.
I got my Gas Buddy app. Let's see. Find gas.
But
it's
I
all
wonder,
$4.99.
How long can people sustain that, where they're doing almost $5 a gallon? They're paying over $100 to fill their tank.
BJ's $4.85. Wait a minute, guys.
What?
Bodie's, Magnolia Street.
What city? What city?
Bodie's, 501 Milton.
Oh, really? It's over $5 in Milton?
Yep. Hold on. Deluxe Deli and Cigarette Outlet. That is, hang on, where's that at? In Seaford, Concord Road, 501. So, I don't know. We'll definitely, keep you up to date.
Wow. Goodness. Okay. Here we go. So, today's public hearing by the House Committee investigating the January 6th U.S. Capitol attack will focus.
It's $5 in Seaford.
It is?
The Valero Stein Highway, $5 even for regular. So, I still haven't.
How long?
I still haven't seen it on the sign. I've seen at least.
Me either.
There's always been 1.4.
Me either. It's been $4.99.
So
now diesel and everything else. I don't even look at that because I don't use it. But I'm just strictly on regular $4.99.
Yeah. Okay.
Today's public hearing by the House Committee investigating the January 6th U.S. Capitol attack will focus on then-President Donald Trump's pressuring of his Vice President Mike Pence to reject the electoral count during his ceremonial overseeing of the process to certify Joe Biden's election victory in a joint session Congress had on January the 6th 2021, Trump had seized on a plan by conservative law professor John Eastman for Pence to act to block the certification. There will be 2 witnesses today in the 3rd public session this month. Greg Jacobs said that the vice president's counsel, who rejected Eastman's plan, and retired conservative federal judge Mike Luttig, who called the plan by Eastman, who was his former law clerk, incorrect at every turn. And also, meanwhile, the committee yesterday released a video of a tour of the Capitol complex led by Republican Barry Ludemilk of Georgia that shows participants taking photos of stairwells and tunnels. So those 2 things will be heard at the hearing today and focusing on Trump's pressure on Pence.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Now, the U.S. is going to send $1 billion more in military aid to Ukraine after 2 Americans are found to be missing. 2 Americans who joined the fight in Ukraine are missing. They are U.S. veterans, both of them from Alabama. They were helping the fight with Ukraine against Russia. They have no contact with us, America, for a few days now. And member of the state's congressional delegation said yesterday that the 2 men, one is 27, the other is 39, they are reportedly together. And the State Department said that it was looking into reports that Russian or Russian-backed forces in Ukraine captured at least these 2 U.S. citizens. The FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, outside vaccine expert advisors unanimously approved the first COVID-19 vaccines for children under the age of 5 yesterday. Also, the accused Buffalo supermarket mass shooter has been charged with federal hate crimes. And here locally, 2 men carrying a Confederate flag at the Capitol on January the 6th are convicted. It's a father and son from Laurel, Kevin Seafried and his son Hunter, who was 22 on January the 6th. They're both being convicted of misdemeanor charges that they engaged in disorderly conduct and illegally demonstrating inside the Capitol. They have hearings scheduled for sentencing in September. Here, the Abbott baby formula. The plan is going to stop production again.
Again?
Flooding is to blame this time. Less than 2 weeks after restarting production, a storm came through and it had to stop production again. The shutdown is probably going to delay the production of this new formula for another few weeks. And this is another blow with this nationwide baby formula shortage.
So hold on. So you mean to tell me that they were shut down for, before?
They were shut down for months due to contamination issues.
But before they were shut down and they were rolling, okay? Did we ever hear about them getting shut down from a flood before?
I never have.
Exactly. And now all of a sudden they get shut down. They get up and rolling again. Now a freak accident.
Yeah,
it's a flood.
Severe storms led to flooding inside of the plant. And it will delay new production of new formula for a few weeks.
Is that what we're going with, a flood?
That's what we're going with.
Okay.
Bill.
I'm just saying. I'm just asking.
All right.
No,
now.
I shouldn't say that. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know.
I plead the 5th.
Okay.
I'll keep my thoughts to myself because Bill says we're going to keep it positive.
We're going to keep it positive. We're just reading the news.
And he said just read the news, just go through the headlines, and we're going to keep it moving.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, Dr. Anthony Fauci, President Biden's chief medical advisor and the nation's top infectious disease specialist, has tested positive for COVID-19.
Hope he gets better soon. Next story.
I know. He's 81 years old.
Okay.
And he's been leading all of us, with the pandemic response. He has mild symptoms at this time.
Okay.
Okay. Now.
That's the first time he's tested positive?
That's the first time we're hearing about it.
Okay. I was just wondering. Because he's been through.
That's the first time I've ever reported on it.
He's been the man this whole time, the infectious disease, doctor. But all this time, last couple years, and if this is the first time, all right, Dr. Fauci, you made it through.
Yeah.
So, all right.
All right. Now, here locally, over 400 shares on Facebook. Several comments later, there's a video that has gone viral. It went viral on Tuesday evening, and it's showing a Parkside High School student who was also the son of Tanya Laird Lewis, a Wycomico County Board of Education member. He's holding up a pellet gun and saying words.
A racial.
Which I cannot, say on the air, obviously. Now, this is a story coming from 47 MDT. It says, I found it repulsive in this day and time that a student would say what he said in this video clip. This is coming from the Wycomico County Sheriff Mike Lewis. For God's sakes, this is 2022, man. Are you kidding me? To have this type of racist language spewing from the mouth of a 15-year-old? Sheriff Mike Lewis said that when he first saw the video, he couldn't believe what he was hearing. This is unacceptable, and thank God that we had someone who did contact us, and I personally received a number of Facebook posts regarding this post. Sheriff Lewis said, we already had deputies on it. We already had deputies working on the investigation. His department took it as an immediate threat and sent deputies to the student's house on Tuesday night. There, they did conduct a threat assessment with both the family and the home, and this was done in person. And we wanted to yank the kid's chain. We wanted to see what he thought, he was up to. Did he think that it was appropriate? Did he have any remorse for what he said? Was he very remorseful? While speaking with the 15-year-old, police learned that the video was created about 5 months ago, and recently it was airdropped inside of his school. I know very well how airdrop works, and you can walk through any public school here in Wycomico County, and if you airdrop, everyone, in your contacts can get it that pops up on the airdrop. And I can tell you that you can pick up dozens of images walking through any school in this county, and that's a fact. Sheriff Lewis told me that they deemed this to be an isolated incident and that the child family was unaware that this had even taken place. Last night, the Parkside High School principal did send a message to the parents and the staff saying that the video shared on social media does not in any way reflect the feelings or teachings at Parkside High School. There has been a news release, and we will share it. And they are now working with the local state's attorney's office to see what charges, if any, will be applicable. He also says that he does believe that residents of the county and the staff and the students are in safe hands. So,
you said it was a pellet gun?
It happened, and it was created 5 months ago, and it was recently airdropped inside of the school, and that's how we got it.
So they say. But
yes.
but you
they say that he's holding up a pellet gun.
A pellet gun.
Yep.
It's looks like a real life pellet gun. I mean,
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep. And he's 15 years old.
I don't like the guns that look like they're real. You know what I'm saying? Like the fake guns that look like they're real.
I do know what you're saying.
Like, what's the point in that? Like,
But very rarely have I ever seen one that doesn't look like a real gun. Unless it's
okay. Well,
that's just me. Unless you see something plastic with like orange tips and like fluorescent colors at like the Dollar Tree.
Yeah, that's what they should make them all.
Yeah, that's like the only kind of
but like the
weapon or gun.
But like if it's not like real, they should like design it a different way. Like make it so people know. Given the state that we're in, maybe that's just a suggestion, and this is somebody who knows nothing about guns. Maybe they should make them like so moving like.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying
because in this day and age, number one, scaring people. Number two, somebody could really get hurt. Number three, you don't know what's what. Number four,
no, I understand.
Like
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
But if
can we make them look like super soakers?
If you go on like Google Images, let's say, and you type in handheld BB gun, regular BB gun, airsoft gun that they use, out in the fields, and it's the sport and the game and all that. Even the what's the other one? The paintball guns. Just look up all the images, and they all look like a weapon.
Well, let's change that. Let's change the way they look. Let's talk to the gun manufacturers and change the way they look, just so people know what the difference is.
I mean, there may have some things here and there that like, oh, this is an airsoft gun. Oh, this is a, paint gun. Oh, this is a BB gun. Maybe when you're like very close to it, you might be able to distinguish. But
yeah, I want like a big ass label on it then, so people know.
Some of them, you can't tell. Or there's been some people, and I know that we've done it, as one of our stories too. They've spray painted the orange tip.
Well, that's I guess you can't stop people from doing that, but that's just crazy. Wow. 783 texting in. 474 with Rofo card.
Really?
Yeah, 499
So
without.
what do I download their app?
You go probably.
Okay.
Or maybe you can go in the store, which I know you love doing, but you can go in the store and apply
Don't
for their
worry,
card.
the receipt won't work at the gas pump anyway, and you have to go in.
Right. Wow.
Anything that can happen that'll be like an inconvenience happens.
Yeah. And for you, good. 6:57. Throwback Thursday continues on the way, and we'll talk a little sports coming up after